Well, good evening. Laddies, lasses, and lazos, welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise.
My god, Click, what exciting things do you have for us today?
I'm so glad you asked, Miscellaneous Click fan. Let me show you with a very simple gesture. It's a little bit of FacePalm. Yes, indeed, what a treat. Get it? Like a little bit of FacePalm because like it's a tiny plushie. It's very cute. Speaking of plushies, we now have rainbow plushies out for Pride. You can get all of them as you should. I think we've already raised like $35,000 for the Trevor Project with these plushies. So that is absolutely amazing. Thank you all so much for this wonderful support. And now, let's get into the FacePalm moments, shall we? Enjoy. Mwah. Breaking news. White woman gives birth to a black baby and accuses her husband of having naughties with a black girl. Wait, that's not how it works. Oh my god, this gives me a flashback. I think it was in a Bad Women's Anatomy video. Someone believed that if a man has the naughties with a woman, he can get like eggs on top of his organ and then put it inside of another person, so there's like a baby that has nothing to do with the original mother. Is that what this is? That is absolutely wild. What happened to doctors? 6019, badass bad mask, pimp cane, strong phallic symbolism both in cane and mask, prescribed you cocaine for the ghosts in your blood, goth icon. 2019, a lame lab cut, the limpest ear thingy, it's very dyslexiphobic. Can't read their handwriting at all, scared of apples. You see, cowards can't write, and they're phobic against dyslaxative people. Disgusting. An all-time low on the Upper West Side. Little boy's lemonade stand robbed. That is so sad. Why did he dress like an old-timey racist? Oh, yes, indeed. Leave it up to Twitter to have the good takeaways about serious situations. This little kid and his lemonade stand, traumatized and robbed. I don't like his clothes. He's probably a little piece of shit. Do cows moo in different accent? Fun fact, cows have regional accents. That is actually a really cool fun fact. Let's look into this infograph together so I can mark this video as educational. Moo, moo, meh. Oi, bruv, moo in it! Ah, yes, I do love myself some accurate infographics. That is beautiful. I can confirm that cows in Sweden indeed say meh. It's very good. r/anti-work. AI interview was off the rails. I haven't covered some anti-work in a while. This is gonna be juicy. I do love myself a good like frick you I quit story. I had a scheduled interview for today that ended up being one of the weirdest one that I've ever had. I logged into the Zoom call only to be greeted by a cartoon head who informed me that I was going to be interviewed by an AI assistant named Keith. Is this where the interview culture is at now? As if like it wasn't bad enough already? First step, use my camera/phone to scan the room I am in slowly counterclockwise. Option for this was yes, no. I chose no. Why would they want to like scan your room? That is so weird. Next was to provide them a full body image, like dressed or nude. Turning slowly all the way around in a circle. Again, yes or no? No. I wonder how it would have reacted if we just had like a mannequin or something. I kind of just want to mess with these things. I declined both and was informed that the interview would not continue. Without even a thank you, the Zoom was shut down. This was for a small IT company support firm in Metro Philly. This is so wild. Is this like the next evolution of support chatbots? You know, support chatbots are bad enough as it is and you never reach a real human and they never actually solve anything for you. This is the next thing, but for like legit job interviews. What the frick do they need my room scanned, let alone a full body image of me? No, I won't disclose the company, I'm not looking for trouble with them. They may be small, but they can carry a lot of weight in the area. I am not doing any further AI interviews and will nope the frick out at the slightest hint of one from now on. Yeah, I would probably just mess with them at that point, to be honest. It's kind of disrespectful to be like, I'm putting my time aside to apply to this company that I've looked up, done research, sent my resume and everything, and they can't even take the time to talk to me. It's like getting stuck with a support chatbot. Are you kidding me? That is so bad. Every day I feel like we're getting closer to like an AI apocalyptic hellhole, so to say, but it's not even as cool as the Terminator movies. It's just depressing. So what does your schedule look like? When would you be free to go out?
It is complicated.
May I ask how?
Well, I am polyamorous for starters, and I don't drive. Plus, I have a stepdaughter that I watch full-time. I truly only have one day off, and that's also the only day I have a ride since I don't have money for multiple Ubers in one day.
You should probably put all of that in your bio, but I understand. No worries, take care.
I like to get to know people before bringing it up, and most people are accepting, but my apologies.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, stuff like, what kind of relationship you're looking for, it's probably something you should put in the bio of your dating profile. I only let people know what I'm actually looking for after I get to know them. That's a wild way to do online dating, man. My god. Divide 50 by half and add 20. 22, 45, 100, or 120. Wait a second, divide 50 by half and add 20. So that first part can mean many things. Like either you divide 50 in two, right, but it's a bit poorly worded. In that case, it would be 45. But if you divide it by literally a half, like 0.5, it would be 120. This reminds me so much of those typical math examples that go viral just because they're so unspecified that people don't agree what the answer is. It's beautiful. One good takeaway about it is that if you have a really bad question, you're gonna have pretty bad answers as well. One thing we learned in like system stuff when I was engineering was we called the skit in, skit ut, which is basically shit in, shit out. It's pretty accurate for both data and question asking. I really like my new t-shirt. No vaccine needed. I have an immune system. Why are you wearing glasses when you have eyes? Very good question. Indeed. My god. Gaten Matarazzo says a Stranger Things fan in her 40s told him, I've had a crush on you since you were 13, in front of her daughter. He replied, oh, that's upsetting. I just imagine the tone of voice being like completely monotone, like, oh wow, that's very upsetting. Great. That is a creepy enough thing to do on its own, but also to do it confidently in front of your daughter, who I'm assuming is underage, is an absolutely wild standard to set, like, for your child. It's okay if 40-year-olds are crushing on you, dear 12-year-old child. Woo! So, that didn't work. Whatever happened to the first cryogenically frozen humans? A few of them decomposed into a plug of fluids and were scraped off the bottom of a capsule. Well, maybe they can be reconstructed from the sludge. Is that a thing? Like, that's how the alchemists used to try to make golems. They used clay stuff and just pumped a bunch of shit into it, and hopefully, like, maybe it will become alive. Maybe we can do that. We can reinvent alchemy and be like, ooh, this frozen smudge. We can sort of like lump it together into a humanoid. And then we just kickstart it. Beautiful. R/tall. 6'8" with my 4'11" wife making sandwiches in the kitchen. That is an insane height difference. Look at that. Oh my god.
To him, height-wise, she is a child. Bro clearly has P-word tendencies.
That's just a word that we're throwing around on anything and anyone nowadays, isn't it? If your relationship has height differences, you're a P-word. That is absolutely nuts. Oh my god, fam. Sometimes I wonder where, like, opinions and takes like this come from. Like, sometimes they're obviously just trolling or satire. Sometimes it's probably just legitimate idiots. And sometimes I think it's just placed there very much on purpose to just kind of obfuscate, that's a word, I think, the issue and make it like so the actual serious cases get drowned out by this kind of like wild BS that goes viral because it's like rage baity. So, yeah, I'm not sure which option is worse. Woo!
Religion, faith, a believing mother. My child, 5 years old, cannot drink water. His throat trembles at the sight of water. What might it be?
Something that starts with R and ends with AB, so I do hope this post is fake.
A month ago, he was bitten by a stray dog. Could this be related? I don't want to go to doctors. I don't trust modern medicine. Maybe there is a prayer?
Oh yeah, that prayer medicine book being like, we already started showing symptoms of rabies, which means it is too late. Is there a prayer for this? Do we have like that good old book with us? Okay, the way this is written though, I'm gonna go like 90% of this is satire, but it's still a wild thing. I once read an anti-vax book on natural medical treatments. It listed hundreds of different ailments and the herbal remedies to treat them. When it came to the section on rabies, it said,
go get the vaccine. Rabies will 100% kill you, even if the vaccine has horrible side effects. Those side effects are better than being dead. The Milwaukee Protocol caused severe brain damage, and attempts to use it in subsequent rabies patients have resulted in patient death. Just get the vaccine.
You should have seen the nonsense in the rest of the book. It was stunning to see the book admit for rabies, you need a vaccine. I mean, at least I'm glad it did that, right? Like, the death rate is, like, with the exception of the protocol, of course, but that's not particularly, like, overall statistical, so it's pretty much 100% kill rate. Yippee! No, but rabies is like one of the most terrifying things you can get. It's absolutely wild. If anything scratches you out and about, like a stray dog or something, get the vaccine even if you're not sure the pet was sick. It's not worth it. Gina Reinhardt demands National Gallery of Australia to remove her portrait, and here's the side-by-side picture. The mining billionaire Gina has demanded the National Gallery of Australia remove her portrait from an exhibition by the award-winning artist Vincent. The image, arguably not flattering picture of Australia's richest woman, is one of many portraits unveiled at the gallery as part of the Archibald Prize winning. That is so funny. It looks like a Twitter post. It's so good. Oh my god, this is just a Streisand effect in a nutshell, isn't it? She wanted fewer people to see this unflattering portrait. Now it's just trending online instead. Woo! Gen Z woman demands millennials stop saying these
Out-of-date slang words.
If you use these, you're officially old. Thank you. I am very well aware. You don't need to tell me that. 21-year-old teaches millennials how to update their slang to sound younger. Okay, before we keep reading this, fam, I'm gonna share an absolutely horrific truth with you, okay? Slang refreshes like every 2 or 3 years when new kids come into high school, basically. So the worst thing is that there has been slang that I think is still pretty recent. Take yeet, for an example. The kids that made up yeet, they're like in their mid-20s now. It's absolutely insane. You know, slang changes all the time, and as an adult, it's just like, a couple years in or out, whatever. Oh, it's a whole new generation of slang all of a sudden because there are new kids in high school. And you will get there too. Don't worry about it. But the way to use this power to your benefit is if you have kids that are rowdy, for example, just threaten them with using slang confidently in front of their friends, and they will bend to anything you say, because that threat is way worse than grounding or anything like that. Cringe is a powerful weapon. Anyway, let's keep reading, shall we? A Gen Z woman has shocked hundreds by listing the millennial slang phrases that she believes are out of date. Miles from the US gave fans a lesson in modern-day vernacular by sharing the Gen Z version of common millennial phrases. The 21-year-old said words like YOLO. We're arguing if YOLO is still hip. Not even millennials are this old, I think. YOLO, game, slay, on point, and vibe. Vibe is not that outdated, okay? I'm dying on this hill. I'm old, but this is a hill I'm dying on. Popularized by millennials have all been replaced by Gen Z. New slang, be bussin' that giat, for real, okay, Algira said those in their late 20s to early 40s should stop saying vibe and go for type beat instead. This one might seem a little abstract, but it makes sense in my brain, and that's vibe to type beat, she said. Yeah, just wait about 2 years and you're gonna come to the horrific realization that type beat is gonna be outdated too, fam. Oh, yes indeed. Slang changes as fast as we age, and it just keeps going, baby. Alright, let's check out the rest of these buzzin' memes, shall we? The ocean is terrifying. Look at this. They're out on the ocean on the ship and there are big waves.
But somehow, the white man voyaged from Africa, brought all black people to the Americas and crossed the Pacific Ocean, then made it through the North Sea. Yeah, okay, right. The slave ship out of Africa theory gets funnier every day. Black Americans are not from Africa.
Oh my god, is this like an anti-slavery conspiracy? Because it's bad weather sometimes, boats don't exist. Oh my god, that is amazing. You can literally go and take a cruise. It's like this is so easy to disprove. You don't even have to like go to the North Pole or whatever to find the edge of the flat earth. You can just buy a cruise ticket for like $100. Bruh, what the f*** is this conspiracy?
Cheating on my husband has made me a better mother.
Ooh, that's a spicy article, isn't it? Let's see how this aged, shall we?
I feel inferior to my son's friends' parents because they're rich and married and I'm poor and divorced. My ex ended up financially better off than me. Divorce isn't fair. I am working through my anger about my financial situation as a divorced woman.
I don't know, fam. I'm gonna go on a wild limb here and say that if you want like a stable, functional marriage without divorces and that sort of thing, number one, cheating is probably not a good idea. Number two, writing a big public article about you cheating is probably a worse idea. And then trying to pretend it's like about being a better mother. Oh my god, I went and got railed by the neighbor Steve, and that makes me a better mother for little Timmy. This is absolutely gold. Oh my god. Oh, look, even Mango just passed out by this obvious BS. There, Mango. We have a bunch of memes left. Don't worry about it.
It's really quite simple. If your kid walks in and announces she's trans, you walk past her to a room and father up her phone and computer. Put down the computer, drop the phone on the floor, and stomp it into splinters. When she whines, slap her so hard you can see it for days.
That is, you're gonna be in jail, fam. Oh my god, and for good reason. Child abuse isn't cool. GCs, everyone.
Why aren't my kids talking to me anymore?
Yeah, this is the kind of people who sit in like an elderly home being super grumpy and be like, why are my kids not calling me? This is why. Wow, what a surprise.
Imagine having a doctorate from Harvard running a 7-figure company, calling an Uber back to the office, and your driver asks if you're going to work. America is so wild.
I don't think what he thought was an issue. Were you offended?
Some microaggressions are not an issue.
Wait, is it microaggression to ask if someone is going to work? But is that where this thread is going? Online discourse, man. It's a beautiful thing, in it. r/legal advice. I am a minor. I have no government records or records that I exist. I have a Cash App card to my name and a printed birth certificate for my mother's name, father's name, and my own name. I have never been enrolled in school, meaning I have no student ID that I could use. I have been trying to get my life together and try to enroll in school and get my birth certificate and a social security number or any form of ID that I can use to get into school and get a job. I have been researching and I feel as though I am going in circles. My mom says that I don't need to rush and that I can get a birth certificate when I'm 18, but I need to get my life together as fast as possible if I want any chance at living decently. I have sent a printed birth certificate form to my local Department of Health, but they sent it back and said I needed a form of ID to prove I am who I say I am. I have nothing that proves that. How can I get any form of ID that will help me get a birth certificate or a social security number or picture ID? Find out what public school you would be assigned to based on your home address. Walk in and ask for help registering for school. Public schools have access to social workers and a large network of resources to help any student. Even the homeless register for school. That network can help you with birth certificates, healthcare, food, counseling. I don't think I would even physically be able to do that without a parent's help, and like I said in other comments, they are too afraid of being held responsible for my lack of government identification. This is some r/insane parent stuff. This is like having your kid a secret. I have seen some parents on social media literally brag about this stuff. The government doesn't know my kid exists. Well, GG's, this is what's gonna happen. You're not exactly doing them any favors, even though you think you're like an anarchistic badass or something. You're just making it a hassle for the kid. It's not even something for you. You're just sabotaging someone else's life. Oh my god, I hope it works out okay for this kid, Jesus Christ. Teens kicked out of elite Catholic school for blackface, or awarded $1 million by jury after proving it was just acne mask. That's a pretty wild news headline, oh my god.
I don't think men should be allowed to be gynecologists,
says this person on Twitter, very good. I mean, can't you choose your doctor anyway? I can imagine some people being uncomfortable with that, don't get me wrong, but I think people can still choose, so this feels like a bit of a non-issue, doesn't it? UFC fighter Bryce says he won't be vaccinating his kid and wants to homeschool him so he doesn't end up gay and communist. Also make sure that he doesn't have any IDs while you're at it, if you're gonna mess up your kid. Go the whole mile, whatever. Whoa.
It's not just a skin color. Look at this. I photoshopped this person, and then here's a person that is obviously already photoshopped, and I photoshopped it, but look at that. Look at that. I used Photoshop in stock photos. That is proving this science that was outdated a very, very long time ago for good reason. Didn't expect phrenology to make such a comeback in 2024. Yes, indeed. Twitter is a beautiful place, isn't it? It just brings out the worst in us, doesn't it? It's a cult. Real men wear diapers. Real men wear diapers. Okay. I'm not gonna kink shame anyone or anything like that, and sometimes there can be medical issues and that sort of thing, and it's all fine, but I'm fully expecting this to go viral on Alpha Male Twitter in a couple of weeks. That's gonna be so good. There's people going on flexing with nothing on but diapers. Internet, you have done it again. Sky Jackson, class of 2020. Whoa! Lil Nas X, let's go! You're too old for her.
He is gay.
He's 25 and she's 16.
He is gay.
He's older than her. And why are you insulting him?
He is literally homosexual. I also like that this commenter just assumed they were insulting him. It's
oh, this man is hitting on this younger woman.
Yeah, he's so gay, right? Oh, as an insult. Oh my god, it's like it's 2005 all over again, isn't it? Jesus Christ, fam.
Plant-based mama, plant emoji, homeschooled my 16-year-old girl and raised her vaccine-free. Her father tried to have her taken away from me again and again, but now she's smarter than 93% of the population. This is what we can accomplish if we hold firm in our beliefs. Look at this, intellecti test.io result, your IQ is 78.
7%. Your IQ is in the top 93%. In a room of 1,000 people, you would be smarter than 70 of them. I can't even tell how many of these posts are real anymore, fam. The amount of people that take an IQ test score pretty bad, and then they brag about it because they, like, reverse the numbers and don't understand what the test actually says is mind-boggling. Oh my god. Like, IQ tests aren't a perfect measure of intelligence by any stretch of the imagination, don't get me wrong, but, like, misunderstanding a very basic bell curve about the IQ distribution is not a very good way of, like, trying to prove that you have a good IQ. I'm just gonna be honest.
When will my child magically learn to read?
What do you mean? You think they're gonna, like, get up and start trying to walk and stuff, but they're just gonna try to read? I don't know. What is this?
Has anyone unschooled a child who organically learned to read right on their own, like a child who naturally teaches himself how to stand and walk?
That's literally the route it went. Holy shit, I'm like a Nostradamus of memes.
And at what age did this happen, please? My child is 8.5. And I recently went to a homeschool event where a reading tutor expressed her disappointment that I missed the window, and now my child will struggle.
They haven't learned anything about reading at 8.5. Oh my god, at 8.5, you're like on average halfway through second grade or something. Oh my god, fam.
I was under the impression that my child would naturally learn as our desire grew, as with all things in this human life, but would love some anecdotes to support us in this unschooled journey. Thanks. Thank you.
Ah, yes, indeed. Going with the anecdotal evidence, my 12-year-old just spontaneously learned how to read out of nowhere. That's great. I will be fascinated to know if this person thinks the child will magically learn other things on their own, like, you know, just magically learn how to do algebra, for example, but you haven't even taught them what, like, numbers mean. That would be the step up from this. My god. I keep joking about this in videos, but it's becoming less and less of a joke, I think. Like, having a license to have kids would be some kind of utopia if we could get over all the issues with it, you know? People like this should not have kids. Doesn't this woman remember how she learned to read? That's the wildest thing with these parents. Like, they seem to have just forgotten their own childhood.
I went on a date once, and we were both having a good time. It was around midnight when he decided to leave. So we both called cabs, and his showed up first, so I told him to leave, and he did. Never texted him after that, and he probably has no idea what went wrong.
Especially if it's a first date, fam. Communication is probably a good idea if you did something you don't like. I mean, most people aren't mind readers. Dear God. And I'm also pretty sure, just depending a bit on the situation, but having a cab driver just, like, waiting usually costs the same amount of money as them driving. You know, it's not... It's not a very good thing. Khloe Kardashian so convinced her brother was her baby's dad, she made him take a DNA test. Why would you need your brother to take a DNA test for you? Why would you? What events led up to this being a necessity? Do I want to? Yeehaw,
I don't know why some men think it's okay to choke without permission. Not everyone is into that.
Yeah, be consenty with your partners, people.
Honestly, men shouldn't have to ask. If you initially consented to have knowledge, then all bets are off. I can do whatever I want to.
That's not... Oh my god, that's not how it works. Jesus Christ. Well, this person at least holding all the red flags way above their head so you can see it right away. That's a little bit of a public service, I suppose. 5 stars, verified purchase. Good for multiple uses. I think these are tattoo needles. Needles doesn't dull after multiple uses. I usually keep it under purified water so it can be clean for my next customer. Wait, you just put it in water, and that's it? Takes a while for it to dull up on you. You can probably get about 15 large full upper arm diameter tattoos with a single needle. Definitely saves on buying needles. That's how you can just dip them in water? Holy shit.
Farmer girl, you know that farmer girl, your friendly neighborhood farm girl. I need a husband. I am farmer girl. I am from USA.
That is not the American flag, is it? See more, and here's the picture. Oh my god. Oh my god, I have seen a lot of botched AI in my days, but this one takes the cake. Oh, that's absolutely astounding. I can't believe this is the picture this account went with. They couldn't even be fucked to generate the new picture. It's like, oh, the head is like literally coming out of the shoulder. That's okay. They'll buy this. And also not even use the American flag. That's good. This is some high quality scammer material. Well, that's it. My YouTube account with 7 mil subs and 500 million views a month ago is gone soon because of a group of people spam reporting me to rack up guideline strikes. So this is how you treat your creators after they're given 4 years to grow on your platform. Unfortunately, our policy team confirmed that your video will not be reinstated. We understand this wasn't the outcome you were hoping for, but please review our policy on hate speech to avoid this in the future. Okay, as someone that knows, YouTube can definitely be a little bit inconsistent with dishing out strikes and stuff. Let's check it out what it's about. This is what bro was posting, by the way. Adolf is my N-word. Yeah, okay, I can see you getting in trouble with YouTube guidelines because of that. That's, yeah, no, I can see why that's like pushing boundaries a wee bit, you know, that's... Yeah, no. A music video about Ice Spice shaking her butt in a deli has 68 million views. Meanwhile, a music video talking about God only has 2.8k views. Something is seriously wrong with our society. Oh my god. Stitch incoming. Isn't that the same dude, like, complaining that his music isn't getting as many views? If you're gonna compare, like, your starting out music stuff and the views, comparing it to heckin' Ice Spice, is probably like shooting pretty high. You know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. In 4 hours, I just completed 81% of a project the manager said would take until next fall. What do? Should I tell my boss and get good boy points, or should I just sit on it and chill for the next 6 months?
Sit on it and chill is the correct answer.
Oh, better yet, sit on it and chill until there's like 1 month left, and then you hand it in early. So you both get the good boy points, and you can chill for a bit. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Oh my god. The perfect solution. Warner Bros. Copyright strike the Lord of the Rings fan film called The Hunt for Gollum less than a day after announcing their own film with the same title. The fan film was uploaded 15 years ago and had over 13 million views. That seems a little bit excessive, doesn't it? This just sounds like a team going absolutely bananas or really bad bots. This is so bad. I hate that this is how it works on YouTube.
Girls who don't mind never receiving the zenith of experience and oral naughties versus girls who insist upon them. You see, the girls that don't mind what you do, they're just like cutesy little princesses. But the other girls are like ogres and stuff. Oh my god, you see? I made like a Pixar meme to art. Scarlett Johansson suing OpenAI for stealing her voice even after she said no. Last September, I received an offer from Sam who wanted to hire me to voice the current ChatGPT 4.0 system. He told me that he felt by my voicing the system, I could bridge the gap between tech companies and creatives and help consumers feel comfortable with the seismic shift concerning humans and AI. He said he felt that my voice would be comforting to people. After much consideration and for personal reasons, I declined the offer. 9 months later, my friends, family, and general public all noted how much the newest system named Sky sounded like me. When I heard the release demo, I was shocked, angered, and in disbelief that they would pursue a voice that sounded so eerily similar to mine that my closest friends and news outlets could not tell the difference. He even insinuated that the similarity was intentional, tweeting a single word, her, a reference to the film in which I voiced the chat system Samantha, who forms an intimate relationship with a human. 2 days before my ChatGPT 4.0 demo was released, Mr. Altman contacted my agent, asking me to reconsider. Before we could connect, the system was out there. As a result of their actions, I was forced to hire legal counsel, who wrote 2 letters to Mr. Altman and OpenAI, setting out what they had done and asking them to detail the exact process by which they created the Sky voice. Consequently, OpenAI reluctantly agreed to take down the Sky voice. In a time when we are all grappling with deepfakes and the protection of our own likeness, our own work, our own identities, I believe these are questions that deserve absolute clarity. I look forward to resolution in the form of transparency and the passage of appropriate legislation to help ensure that individual rights are protected. It's not the new tools I'm afraid of, it's the people in charge of them that I'm afraid of. I mean, god, that goes for many things. Like, take something like NFTs, for example. NFTs was actually around for longer, but it was like a very obscure thing of like buying specific art pieces and that kind of stuff, if I'm not mistaken. But then like the grifters got a hold of it and the whole thing just exploded. And the same thing seems to be happening with AI. It has a lot of really cool uses. It can be used for example, for different data things, for neural networks, for processing various things. There's also really cool tools that is starting to pop up in, for example, image editing software, where you can, for example, expand backgrounds and pictures and generate it, which is a bit easier than trying to draw it manually with cloning tools and stuff. Things like this are super cool and something that is like the next gen of, for example, editing software. But it so often gets used for just the wrong reasons, and this is definitely one of them. Just like snagging someone's likeness when they haven't agreed to it and use it anyway for your thing. It's like, oh, yikes, this cannot end up well, can it? Even YouTube had to implement a new guideline where you like check a box if your video contains AI-generated material. It's absolutely wild how far this has come. I am Amelia. I am 35-year-old and live in one of US state. I will not be voting for Biden, a cross emoji. How about you? Look at this totally real photo, Amelia.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, boys. I don't think Amelia is a real person. Or maybe the picture is, but certainly not the account. Man is ordered to carry out 75 hours of unpaid work after he deliberately farted at police during a strip search and asked them, "How do you like that?" I'm gonna be honest, this falls like somewhere in between frick around and find out and like totally worth it. It's somewhere in between that scale.
I personally think if you're taking a girl on a date, you should buy her outfit too.
That's a first. I've never seen that opinion before. Only if she promises to wear what I choose to buy. Most people reading this, naughty clothes. Me reading this, inflatable dinosaur costume. Wow! Honestly, that'll be a vibe though. That'll be a vibe. I want to go to an amusement park with people in like inflatable dinosaur costumes. Assuming the weather isn't too hot, of course, that'll be a nightmare, but like, that's a vibe. JK.
You've asked me several questions on this thread and accused me of avoiding answering. So here it goes. I believe a woman is a human being who belongs to the sex class that produces large gaps to miscommunicates irrelevant when...
While I heartily agree with your points regarding sex and gender, may I suggest also posting interesting and positive content on other matters? This is like that whack Thanksgiving get-together, and you know that it's gone too far when the weird uncle calls out the weird aunt on her rants. And that's like, oh, damn. Then you know you went too far, fam. Oh my lord. You are absolutely gorgeous. I would love to chat to get to know you, perhaps meet up and hang out soon, if you were up for that sort of thing.
For sure. Thank you, by the way. How is your day going?
So do you have a license, car, and your own place? As in live by yourself? I do. By the way, apologies, I do not speak ghetto or Tide Pod, and I hate abbreviations. You went to school for a reason, so spell out your words just saying LOL. This dude went on an entire rant about abbreviations and ends it with an abbreviation. And they say online dating sucks nowadays. Yeah, they're absolutely correct. Lion dinner in the middle of the road.
I don't like seeing stuff like this. These animals were taught how to hunt for meat. There is enough resources for everyone to eat like vegans. Just like humans, if we teach them to practice eating from the earth, they wouldn't have any taste for meat.
Okay, fam. Okay, if you want to sit in a cage, alone with the lion, desperately trying to feed it a salad, as it gets hungrier and hungrier, you do you, but you're gonna win a whole lot of Darwinism trophies, I promise you that. Teen castrated by lobster. A 14-year-old boy had his pee-pee severed by a lobster Saturday at the Thomasville Fish Market. The boy was working overnight on Saturday at the store when the incident occurred. Store video showed the boy doing the self-naughties over the lobsters that were being ready to be put on display when one of them grasped his pee-pee with his pincers and severed it near the base. The boy is in stable condition, but despite the best efforts of medical staff, his personal parts could not be reattached. According to the store manager, the boy had twice been caught doing the self-naughties over store product in the past. Okay, this raises so many follow-up questions, like why wasn't he already fired? This is definitely like frick around and find out, Jesus Christ. And the fact that he was caught about it, a normal person would probably just die from embarrassment the first time and like never do it again.
POV, you keep bees but are mildly allergic and got stung in the face, so now your eye is swollen shut, but the venom is therapeutic and medicinal, so you don't mind. 10,000 likes. Is this actually real or is this satire? Is this real? 10,000 people were like, yeah, getting stung by insects and having allergic reactions is therapeutic. The world has lost its mind, I swear to God.
Men only. Is this fat for you? Look at this woman. And here is another picture of the woman.
Have you seen her waistline? How on earth did you like, did you come to the conclusion this is fat? Are you talking about the hips or something? She just looks like she hits the gym, fam. And the waistline is absolutely amazing, and she looks like she's in amazing shape. What are you talking about? This is a really cool physique. Oh, these people have lost their minds. Respect our country. Speak English. Respect our country. Why is it always people that are barely literate that are so up in arms when they're speaking English? I'm losing my shit. Mom, oh my god, this is an old screenshot. This brings me back. Hell yeah, baby. Where are you?
I'm heading home right now from Target.
Mom, what? You took me to Target with you. I'll be there in a second. This is some good old classic facepalm, you know? It's like those posts being like, I'm going home, bro. I'm already in the taxi. But we were partying at your house. Wait a second, where am I going? It's those classic facepalm moments that we all can just laugh about together. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you so much, 15-year-old deep-fried screenshot. Mwah, I love you. The Bible says being gay is fine, as long as you're high. A man who lays with another man should be stoned. Leviticus 20:13, ESV.
That's not what the verse means, dummy.
Did you write it? Didn't think so? I can interpret it how I want. Hell yeah. Yes, indeed, this weekend is gonna be fun.
I value animal life over white humans, but people of color and animals are the same level of valuable.
Okay, my new favorite conspiracy about people on Twitter is that they are all half literate, right? They know how to write, but somehow they don't know how to read, so they can't actually read back what they wrote and realize how ridiculous what they just said is. That's my new favorite conspiracy. Half literate. Hell yeah.
If your married daughter tries to leave her husband, don't support her, even if she claims abuse.
That's wild. I really do hope you don't have children.
Women today think that husbands exerting their authority in any way is abuse.
What?
Turn her away firmly and tell her to submit to her husband like the Bible says to.
Follow-up post by her. Why do none of my kids come for the holidays? I wonder why. Jesus Christ. What's the best way to be a mother? Side with the obvious abuser. That's a really cool thing to do. Hell yes, mother. That was sarcasm, by the way. That was a lot of sarcasm. Yes. Artificial intelligence was asked to make a picture of Mother Teresa fighting against poverty. Oh my god. Well, okay, there's a little bit of hope that AI isn't taking over just yet. This picture is absolutely wild on so many levels. Holy shite, man. New York Post. Family's 15K Carnival cruise vacation canceled just 2 days prior, without their knowledge after sharing booking number on Facebook. Yeah, I wonder how. This is like when DJ Khaled shared his credit card on Snapchat. He lost $80,000 in 30 seconds. That is absolutely wild. I'm like more impressed that people can type that fast, and they had like online shops open to so quickly just place orders on stuff. That is impressive. So I was scrolling Twitter the other day, and I came across this thread. I'm not gonna bother reading all of it because there is a lot of stuff here, but I just wanted to read the first one because it's such a facepalm moment, and I think it's also quite telling about how we treat celebrities and how poorly treated like child celebrities are currently. Let's check it out, shall we? A thread of Miley Cyrus Disney Channel scandals in order. Ooh, spicy. Number 1, a hacker released tons of Miley's private photos, which caused her to get tons of backlash from parents. 2008. That is absolutely wild, especially from parents that also have kids. I suppose they were outraged about like, oh my god, how can these pictures exist? She's supposed to be like child-friendly or whatever, but completely ignores the fact that like a minor had their computer hacked and someone leaked their photo and did like extortion stuff, which is like super duper illegal. She's like super duper a victim. And the parents are like, I can't have any empathy against that. Oh my god, how dare she get hacked? This is absolutely wild. GG's parents, you have really showed your true colors, haven't you? Well, laddies, lasses, and lasses, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here, you wonderful, beautiful bean. Remember to check out the Pride plushies. They're available. Link in the description. You wonderful, beautiful beans. Yes, indeed, you do deserve a good old plushie to squeeze. And I will see you in the very near future. Take care. Mwah.